Hello and welcome to the Week in Review, a summation of your weekly headlines. I'm Chad Roderick. Now we start off with court news. On Thursday, Patrick Snedden received the maximum sentence after pleading guilty to killing 3 people in a car crash over a year ago. Ariana Boss was in the courtroom for the emotional testimony of the victim's family and friends.
Every day that you drove, Mr. Snedden, you put the community at risk. Every day you were essentially driving a deadly weapon.
A tear-filled, bittersweet victory was shared outside of Mesa County Courtroom 5 as Patrick Snedden was sent back to jail to serve out a 30-year sentence. On Thursday afternoon, the 59-year-old was sentenced to 30 consecutive years in prison for killing 2 CDOT workers, Nathan Jones and Trenton Umberger, and his partner Kathy Wallace, last September while driving under the influence. Family and friends filled the courtroom to the brim, many wearing custom memorial shirts, others in their CDOT or Highway Patrol uniforms. Mothers, sisters, cousins, and best friends delivered heartbreaking testimony for how Snedden's actions devastated their lives.
Nathan will never be a father. Nathan will never get to grow up. Nathan never even got to see his 24th birthday.
You will meet my Lord and Savior face to face at the pearly gates with my son standing right beside him.
Trenton's cousin Brandon read a letter from Trenton's 16-year-old son.
My father, my guide through life, my inspiration, and the person who loved me with his whole heart. Was gone in seconds.
They spoke with a singular purpose, to secure the maximum sentence for Snedden.
I'm asking your honor just equal time for the pain my family, friends have suffered.
And that's exactly what the judge delivered. Snedden was sentenced to 30 consecutive years in jail, the maximum allowed under the terms of his plea agreement. While his sentencing essentially marks the conclusion of the case, many speakers in the courtroom reminded the judge their pain is never truly over.
When you greet family, friends, hug them just a little bit longer and let them know what you mean to them. Because you just never know what comes.
Ariana Boss, Fox 4 News.
And an update tonight in a deadly crash that killed a well-known local YouTuber. The driver involved appeared in court today and pleaded guilty. Marge Tobin has the story.
38-year-old Ragnar Crystal stood before a judge this morning here at the Mesa County Justice Center. He ended up pleading guilty to vehicular homicide connected to a January crash that killed 36-year-old Andrew Cross, better known online as Desert Drifter.
This morning, Ragnar Crystal was pled guilty to vehicular homicide.
Investigators say Crystal rear-ended 36-year-old Andrew Cross while he was sitting at a red light. According to a recent post by his wife, Evelyn, Cross was just 4 minutes away from home and on the way back from filming in the desert. He suffered a traumatic brain injury and died 5 weeks later. His YouTube channel, which has over 500,000 subscribers, features historical exploration and adventure. Meanwhile, Crystal now faces up to a decade behind bars.
The plea agreement was that he will get a prison sentence between 8 and 10 years.
Under Colorado law, vehicular homicide is probation eligible, something District Attorney Dan Rubenstein says needs to change.
It's really a disproportionately low sentence and something that we are currently in discussions with some legislators and the Public Defender's Office about to try to change the range in Colorado, but unfortunately that's not something that we can do retroactively, and in this particular case, that's all the sentence he was facing.
Crystal will be sentenced December 18th. He will face 3 years of parole after release. Marge Tobin, Fox 4 News.
The race for Colorado governor is underway. Today, Attorney General Phil Weiser made a visit to the Western Slope as part of his tour. He spoke with Coloradans in 2 cities about his run for the gubernatorial seat. Kyle Kawamoto caught up with Weiser to find out what made him decide to run.
With Election Day drawing closer,
We gotta roll up our sleeves.
the weather couldn't stop Colorado Attorney General Phil Weiser from visiting the Western Slope on a wet Friday and spreading the word of his candidacy.
The message is clear. We've got a challenging moment ahead in Colorado. We need leadership that leans in with experience, with bold ideas and a commitment to creative problem solving. That's the type of leadership I'm going to bring to Colorado.
Starting in Montrose, Weiser spoke about the key points of his campaign for Medicaid matters.
So I'm going to be looking hard at this, how we best protect people, how we keep rural hospitals open. This is going to be a crucial challenge for our state.
To issues with the Colorado River.
We must protect our water and recognize against these other states and the federal government, we cannot be afraid. Affordability is the top of mind for voters everywhere. Whether it's can I afford a home, can I afford health care, can I afford child care? There is real concern out there that we've got to meet with every tool we can. Another point that is also very much on my mind is we're seeing our safety net strained.
Weiser emphasizes the importance of teamwork in addressing multiple challenges. He says he plans to lead from the bottom up, actively engaging and collaborating with others to make sure everyone is heard.
And especially with some of the work he's done as Attorney General of, making sure that he's speaking for the people who may not have a voice. Some of our rural areas have some of the most disadvantaged people in the state.
I spoke with the president of CMU's Political Science Club about the importance of getting to know the candidates we might be voting for.
Events like this are super important, I think, not just for Mesa, but for the university. Being able to get students exposed to things like this not only tells candidates, hey, this is a place that's engaged, that they should come to and meet folks, especially younger folks.
Drivers can expect significant traffic impacts as Xcel Energy starts work on a major natural gas project along 25 Road. Marge Tobin has more.
Xcel Energy crews began natural gas construction along 25 Road. The project will eventually fully close sections of the road, impacting intersections at Patterson, Blitchman Avenue, and F Road.
We, in conjunction with this project, we will be moving Xcel Energy's gas assets, our main gas line, out of the way while the city of Grand Junction is building their Four Canyons road project.
The work is expected to take between 8 to 10 weeks. Though the construction will cause delays, Xcel Energy emphasizes that no natural gas outages are expected.
We do not anticipate any gas outages. As always, there could be the possibility, but it's highly unlikely with this project. We have several bypass plans in contingency, and we're going to make sure that we continue to safely and reliably deliver that gas to our customers throughout the course of this project.
McLeod says the timing of the project allows Xcel to both move and upgrade gas lines for future reliability.
We're going to take advantage of the opportunity to improve the safety and reliability of our gas assets while we're doing this project, at the same time making sure that we can meet demands for our customers now and in the future.
Drivers are urged to plan ahead, follow detours, and be patient around crews working in the area.
If you can be patient with them and make sure that when you're driving by you give them the space they need so that they can do their job as safely as possible, we would appreciate that as well.
The project begins October 6th and could last through mid-December. For more traffic information and detours, visit Xcel Energy or the City of Grand Junction's website. Marge Tobin, Fox 4 News.
And the uncertainty of the government shutdown is still looming across the nation, and it's unknown when the situation will end. Our Colorado legislators are speaking out about the shutdown. Kyle Kawamoto has the latest.
The nation is in the second week of the government shutdown with lingering uncertainty in the air. Yesterday, we had a chance to speak one-on-one with U.S. Congressman Jeff Hur to talk about the shutdown. Today, Senator Michael Bennet spoke about his side of the table, and I spoke with our constituents to get their reactions.
As the United States continues to sit in the government shutdown, both sides of the aisle tell me these 6 words: we need the government to reopen.
I understand people are frustrated. I'm frustrated too. I'd like to be back in Washington right now working and doing the job that people elected me to do. I think it's important that we get together as Republicans and Democrats and work on these issues. But again, the fundamental issue is let's get the lights back on. Let's get people back to work.
And across Colorado, working families are already struggling with rising costs. That's why nearly 80% of Americans support extending these healthcare tax credits. They understand that without them, many families will lose their health coverage.
The Colorado Democratic emphasized the need for negotiation with Republicans and President Trump.
We need to extend these healthcare credits, and we need to reopen the government.
Congressman Hurd spoke to me on many issues, from the shutdown affecting the air traffic controllers over at Denver International Airport to the veteran community being impacted by the government funding. He also expresses his willingness to discuss the temporary extension of enhanced premium tax credits, which he co-sponsored. Hurd also emphasizes the importance of keeping insurance costs low and criticizes Democrats for using the federal government as leverage in negotiations.
My view is we need to have something more temporary. The Democrats are asking for an unlimited, indefinite extension. I don't think that's good public policy. There's definitely something that I'm willing to consider, probably on the shorter end, but we need to get healthcare costs under control. This is an important part of that discussion. I'm ready to have it.
For the full interview I did with Congressman Jeff Hurd can be found on our website, westernslopenow.com. Reporting in studio, I'm Kyle Kawamoto.
And it's Fire Prevention Week, and this year the focus is on the hidden risks of lithium-ion batteries in our homes. Marge Tobin tells us how local firefighters and national experts are educating communities to help prevent a tragedy.
Lithium-ion batteries are in everyday items: phones, power tools, laptops, and toys. But if damaged or misused, they can catch fire or even explode.
These are rechargeable items that everybody has.
This year's theme for Fire Prevention Week is called Charge into Fire Safety: lithium-ion batteries in your home.
When you are looking for products that are rechargeable and have lithium-ion batteries, you want to make sure you buy a listed product or a certified product.
And when it comes to charging, safety starts with the right cord and the right surface.
Instead of just buying any one from any online source or going to a convenience store and picking one up, you really need to buy one that's allowed by the manufacturer for that product. Then when you're charging, when it gets to 100% charged, you're supposed to take it off the charger, not leave it on it all the time. And that's something most people don't realize. And then lastly, when you charge, you want to charge on a hard surface because items can generate heat when they're charging. So never in your bed or under your pillow or on a couch. It's really important where you charge.
Locally, the Grand Junction Fire Department is taking Fire Prevention Week beyond batteries, with classrooms full of third graders.
Starting with a foundation of what is fire prevention, why do we do it? And it wraps up with a fun kind of demonstration of firefighter PPE or bunker gear.
From lithium batteries to smoke alarms and escape plans, the goal is to start safety habits young.
We can get kids to be aware of smoke alarms, having a functioning smoke alarm in their homes, and we do implore them as a tool to have that conversations with parents and guardians to make sure smoke alarms are in homes.
The NFPA says avoiding fire risks starts with knowledge and ends with action.
Always monitoring something when you're charging it, always taking it off the charger when it's fully charged. And then if you were to have something happen with it, we want you, if you can move it safely, to move it away from anything that can burn.
To learn more, you can visit nfpa.org. Marge Tobin, Fox 4 News.
Back to local news. During their meeting on Tuesday, the Mesa County Commissioners approved a proposed budget for the 2026 fiscal year, and there are some changes. Jeff Hinkle breaks it down.
As 2025 comes to an end, it's time to look to the future. The proposed 2026 budget for Mesa County cleared its first hurdle on Tuesday as it now moves to a 2-month public comment period before the final decision in December. And the budget for 2026 is a little tighter than it is right now.
It's effectively $240 million is what we're looking at as a county as a whole. It's slightly lower than where we are currently for 2025, and we're seeing some impacts to our revenues, but in all, we have a good plan in place.
But the government shutdown is not to blame for the decrease in the budget.
Not in this case. There's other things at play, but just the way that federal dollars and state dollars have changed, we're being a little bit more conservative in how we approach that.
The biggest line item in the 2026 budget is for capital expenditures, and that includes some carryover funding from road and bridge projects that are still in the works and won't be completed in 2025. But what factors go into decreasing a budget?
I think a big part of that is what we're seeing in terms of, in this case, sales tax, right? So our sales tax is relatively flat. We're also seeing lower revenues coming in from the federal government as well as the state government. And those are all items that are impacting us and our budget and causing us to tighten down a little bit on what our current budget projections are.
While the budget may be a little tighter next year, Hollenbeck says that there shouldn't be much to worry about.
With things getting a little bit tighter, a little bit more constrained, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Jeff Hinkle, Fox 4 News.
Finding a daycare for your child is never an easy thing to do. Well, the city of Montrose is closing is close to sealing the deal on adding a new building for those who may need a child care facility. Kyle Kawamoto has the latest.
There is a lot of child care providers in Montrose, but the spots are just full. I mean, trying to find one that has an opening is really tough. Trying to get on a waiting list is tough. And I'm a parent, and I can tell you personally, I've had this challenge before.
Recently, the city of Montrose is nearing a contract as it's been working closely with a Grand Junction-based nonprofit for a child care facility right here at 703 South 9th Street. William Woody, the public information officer with the city of Montrose, states that the city conducts yearly surveys to gather feedback from residents, with housing and child care being the top concerns.
So in the past, we have acted as pass-throughs for grants to get companies to either expand or open. This time, we are taking a city-owned building that we have owned for many years that we have leased to the school district. The school district basically is transitioning out of that building.
The city-owned building was identified for the facility, allowing a smooth transition. The 2025 budget allocated $600,000 for renovations. Voters approved a lodge taxing increase with 17% for early childhood care, funding construction costs.
After we enter into the agreement with the provider, the provider will be charged with operating the day-to-day operation of the child care center.
Woody says once the renovations are done, there will be 4 classrooms with an anticipated 50 children, 10 spots for infants, 10 for wobblers, 14 for toddlers, and lastly, 16 spots for preschoolers.
We're going to make all the necessary upgrades and contract with a licensed operator that is, very reputable. But the issue was we were losing employees because of childcare.
Kyle Kawamoto, Fox 4 News.
And hundreds of students from across the Grand Valley headed to the Mesa County Fairgrounds for the Built for the Future Day to give students a hands-on look at careers in construction and skilled trades. Marge Delman was there and has more.
Over 200 students headed out to rotate through over 20 interactive stations. From building beds to closing down a mock highway, students got a taste of what a career in the trades is really like.
We've got them moving cones, we've got them using the equipment, and just basically giving them a good hands-on idea of what a normal maintenance day looks like.
Demonstrators hope to help spark a passion and build a pipeline to a high-demand future.
Jobs and trades are vital. That's what keeps America moving upward and onward. And whether it's having these students building houses in construction or with us out here on a CDOT, with CDOT out on the roadways, making sure that they're safe and well maintained. Either way, we're glad to have them out here and taking advantage of this opportunity.
And for some, like the team at Sleep in Heavenly Peace, it's about community as well as career.
If we can provide some experience to those kids, we think it's great. And in fact, also they can help contribute to our mission of helping kids get off the floor. And so we talked to all the kids about what we were doing, what our mission was about. And I think it gives them a little sense of contribution to the community to help us build some beds for some kids.
With local contractors, schools, and nonprofits all coming together, Built for the Future Day aims to show students they have a future worth building.
You just expose people to things, and you never know where your passions come from.
The day ended with students filling the bleachers to watch a live trench rescue demonstration put on by the Grand Junction Fire Department, Xcel Energy, National Trench Safety, and 811 Colorado. Marge Tobin, Fox 4 News.
School District 51 kicked off this year's Performance School recognition. Kyle Kawamoto has the details.
Thinks you're at the very top level as a performance school.
Grades mean everything when it comes to academics. On Tuesday, School District 51 went to 3 different schools to honor them with a banner celebration with the word performance.
Yeah, this has been a multi-year journey, right? We've, a lot of consistency from our leadership, from our teachers, from our families and our students working hard.
This year, 31 schools earned the title Performance School. And that's not all. Dr. Hill tells me this is a major boost from last year's numbers, as the district jumped around 60 to 62% of students having good grades to 82% this year. Dos Rios Elementary School, for example, not only earned its first title, but leaped 2 levels, which is one of the most difficult jumps to do.
It's a lot of hard work that our teachers and students have put into aligning the work we're doing and make sure that we're giving them the tools and the strategies that they need and aligning all their gaps so that they can be successful.
At Freedom Monument High School, the school was chosen due to the success of its SAT, PSAT, and post-secondary workforce readiness.
And so this is just proof that we are doing our best to achieve that vision, especially where achievement is concerned.
We have an award for our school.
Meanwhile, Mount Garfield Middle School earned this title for the third straight year.
Having really great teachers who come to work every day and make great impacts on the lives of students. And there's not any other greater aspect to education than really great teachers.
But as they celebrate now, they know there's still work to do. As the late Kobe Bryant said, job's not finished.
And our new strategic plan goal is to have 90% of our schools at the top level. I said we're at 82%, so we've got some room for growth over the next 5 years. I actually think we can get to 100%.
Kyle Kamoto, Fox 4 News.
All right, that does it for the Week in Review. Be sure to tune back in every Friday for a summation of your weekly headlines. I'm Chad Roderick.